This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, my Rabbi Glatstein, I want to share with you some insights into the Yom Tov of Purim that I came across in the Sefer Minchas Asher, Sichos Minchas Asher, Rabbi Weiss, Shlita on Purim. There's a famous Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi says regarding Matanas of Yoinim on Purim, we have a rule called HaPoshet Yad Noisnin Lai. Anyone who stretches out his hand, we give to him. By the way, that's if they're aniyim and they're collecting for themselves, not if they're collecting for a moisad or somebody collecting for an institution, or either one. But similar to that,
the rest of the year you have to check people out?
You don't have to. No, it's a free country. You should do your due diligence if you want to make sure you're using your money properly. Likewise, we find in the Gemara B'Metzia on Daf Ayin Chesem Abeis, Ein medaktikin b'davar. We're not medaktik b'mois Purim. Even if during the rest of the year we're more careful where we give our money, on Purim we're sort of more liberal, more free into who we give the money. This is the statement, Kol HaPoshet Yad Noisnim Lai. But what's interesting is, all the Gedolei Chassidos and the Sifrei Chassidos, they bring down a remez that since on Purim, we have the practice of Kol HaPoshet Yad Noisnim Lai. Likewise, the Ribono Shel Olam is also Kol HaPoshet Yad Noisnim Lai, that a person can be mispalel and be mavakesh anything from the Ribono Shel Olam on Purim, l'rachamim u'l'ratzayin. That's the famous idea of the Gedolei HaChassidos. Kol HaPoshet Yad Noisnim Lai is also going on the Ribono Shel Olam. But as for Rabbi Weiss, this seems to be wishful thinking. The Gemara says that on Purim, whoever sticks out their hand, you give to him. You know who it's talking about? It's talking about God. It's wishful thinking. That's not what the Gemara is talking about. The Gemara is talking about you. Anyone who sticks out their hand to you, you need to give them. From where do the Gedolei Chassidos derive? It seems to be somewhat baseless to hopefully and wishfully say, it's talking about God. No, it's not. You could hope it is. You could write in your book it is. But that's not what it's talking about. How do we know that it applies to Hashem? In other words, what is the oimek hakavana of this tradition that a person can be mavakesh anything from the Ribono Shel Olam on Purim? So Rabbi Weiss says a very beautiful idea. The Gemara in Shabbos says that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave the Torah to Klal Yisrael, He basically shoved it down our throat. Right? Kaf aleim har kegigis. So the Gemara asks, and the Gemara makes a statement, Mikan moida rabba la'iraisa. This is an escape hatch. In other words, a person does an avera, and Hashem says, what are you doing? I told you not to do it. And the person says, okay, you told me not to. I never said yes. I never accepted it. Yeah, you did say yeah. I said, yeah, when the mountain was suspended over my head. But I never agreed to it, and therefore I'm not liable. Right? Moida rabba la'iraisa, the Gemara says. But says the Gemara, not so fast. B'mei Achashverosh, we accepted it wholeheartedly. And it was Kabbalah Me'ava. Rashi says Me'avas Hanes. Now the Gemara continues. What does it mean Nasa v'nishma be'ahava? The Gemara quotes Rava. What did Rava say? Rava said, had a conversation with a tzeduki. Rava was learning. He was sort of crushing his hand. He was bleeding. Blood was gushing forth from him. And the tzeduki said to him, Ama Paziza, you're a impetuous nation. Your mouth spoke before thinking. You said Nasa v'nishma. And Rava responded, no, we go b'shleimus. We don't ask any questions. To us, we apply the pasuk Tumas Yesharim Tanchim. Rashi explains that means we walk with God wholeheartedly, like those who do out of Ahava, and we rely on God that He's not going to ask of us anything that we can't handle. Meaning the Tzeduki was wondering, how are you makabel the Torah without asking Hashem? Why didn't you ask Hashem, God, what is it going to say in the Torah? Maybe you're going to tell me not to talk by davening. I don't know what it's going to say in the Torah. No, we relied on Hashem that whatever He asks us to do, we'll be able to fulfill. Okay. Says Rabbi Weiss, every Purim we reach the Madrega of Kabbalas Torah Be'ahava, where we say to Hashem, Hashem, we're not asking any questions of you. We're not making any requests. You gave us the Torah. Whatever you give us, we were makabel wholeheartedly without no questions asked. So since on Purim, Klal Yisrael is on the Madrega of no questions asked, meaning, Ribono Shel Olam, Kol HaPoshet Yad Noisnim Lai, whatever you're going to give us, we're makabel. Mida keneged mida, the mida she'adam moedein moededin lai. Since we guarantee Hashem, we say, God, give us a Torah. Whatever you ask of us, we're going to grant your every request. That's what happens every Purim. We're makabel the Torah bi'ava. We say to Hashem, whatever you ask of me, I'm going to grant your request. So to mida keneged mida, Hashem says to us, if you will grant my every request on Purim, I will grant your every request on Purim. But now we're a little bit in trouble, and this is what we're worried about. Because if we're a little bit in trouble and we're able to grant, Hashem will grant our every request, we're a little sheepish. We're a little embarrassed.
We have to accept his request first before he grants out.
Yeah, I mean, it comes through being on the Madrega that we wholeheartedly accept the Torah, whatever God asks of us. But the problem is we're a little bit embarrassed to really ask of Hashem what we need. Isn't it a little bit, we're hesitant. So Hashem says, don't be hesitant. Drink a bissel l'chaim, make a shtika l'chaim. You won't be so embarrassed to ask me. But now the question is, but now if we drink too much, then we might ask for who knows what. Hashem says, not too much. That's the Indian of drinking on Purim. In other words, to remove the inhibitions, to be able to ask Hashem what you really would like. Okay. Now on that note, we're going to explain now two meanings of the Gemara that mechayev inish lebesume bepuraya adolayada bein ar haman lebarach Mordechai. So our first offering today was an explanation of the tradition that you could ask God for anything on Purim, and the explanation is, since we reach the Madrega of we say to Hashem, we'll do whatever you want, you don't even have to tell us what it is. Hashem says, I will likewise do for you. Okay, so what is the meaning of this concept, chayev adam lebesume bepuraya? Such a strange idea, such a strange concept, and there are so many different perushim, but the simple explanation seems to be quite hidden and mysterious. Says Rav Asher Weiss the following pshat. We know on Purim, and actually I'm remembering now, I heard him say this last year Purim time. I heard him say this personally. I was invited to eat a Shabbos Suda with him in the home of Rav Shai Shachter, and this is what he said over a beautiful pshat. He said, the whole year, everyone's busy being politically correct. Let's just explain the following way. Chazal say, on Purim you should drink so much that you don't know the difference between Ar, Haman, Baruch, Mordechai. So the question is, what do we want? We want this little kid to drink and say, Chas v'sham, Ar, Mordechai, Baruch, Haman? I mean, that's what Chazal seem to be saying. Drink so much that you don't know the difference between Ar, Haman, Baruch, Mordechai. How could we even bring ourselves to say such words? The answer is like this. The whole year round, everyone is focused on doing the right thing and saying the right thing. So everybody comes to shul. They say, oh my gosh, I have to be here now for 45-minute shachris. Okay. Let me wind myself up. Okay, I'm wound up enough. That should give me 120 shekels, 4 bows, 2 claps by Slach Lanu, this amount of, okay, and I'm looking around. Oh, everyone's finished Shemona Esrei now? Okay, now I'm going to take this. Oh, everyone's bowing? Okay. Everyone is busy. At the Simcha, everyone comes at this time. Oh, everyone gives this present. Oh, everyone says this. Everyone's always worried to do and say the right thing. What's everybody else doing? Nobody does anything because they mean it. Nobody says anything because they mean it. Nothing that we do is heartfelt. It's all a matter of just playing the game. It's playing the game, Let me do what everyone else is doing. Lip service. Hashem says, I don't want your lip service. The Yom Tov of Purim is to reveal what's hidden in your heart. I want it to be what you really mean, and I want it to be coming out of your heart. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to get you so drunk that you don't know the difference between Ar, Haman, and Baruch Mordechai. And now you know what you're going to do? You're going to say Ar, Haman, Baruch Mordechai. But not because everyone else is doing it and you're looking around and you're embarrassed not to. You're going to remove all your inhibitions and you're still going to do the right thing. You know why? Because you really mean it and that's really who you are. It's not that you're going to drink and you don't know the difference and you're going to say the wrong thing. It's you're going to drink, you don't know the difference and you're going to do the right thing. And this time you're going to do it because you're not doing it from your seicha. It's not some calculated decision that you made so not to be embarrassed. It has to flow from your heart, who you really are. That's the concept. You're not going to act like improper or inappropriate. You're going to act properly because that's what you really want to do, not because everybody else is doing it.
The problem is, Rabbi, that if the whole year by rote you're doing what you just described, when you drink a little bit and your inhibitions are removed, you're likely to, what are you going to say, it's going to be worse than the real bakasha that you're doing without an inhibition or a bakasha.
So it's what Chazal are recommending is, you better make sure to work on yourself before Purim and on Purim to reach the madrega. That now you're going to do it not because it's a calculated move, but because you really are feeling it and you're really on that madrega. Okay, here's another pshat. This one Mr. Haimos is going to like. It's about another dimension of Chayiv Inish L'Basume B'Puraya Adu L'Yada Ben Orhara L'Baruch Mordechai. So there's an Alta Yid, and it's Simchas Torah, and everybody's dancing, and everybody's freilach, and everybody's jumping around. And Nebuch, this Alta Yid, his heart is burning with fervor and love for the Torah. And you know what he wants to do? He wants to dance and jump and be mesameach and be happy. The problem is, he can't move. He can't move. Arthritis and rheumatitis and other itises and all kinds of krankheit and etc. So what does he do? He goes over to a guy and he tells the guy, "Guy, how could you just sit there on Simchas Torah? You know what today is? Today is Simchas Torah. You're sitting there like it would be just a regular day. Why are you not being mesameach? Why are you not rejoicing? Why?" The guy says, "Torah? What's Torah? I don't know anything about Torah." So the Yid says, "Come here." Open up his jacket. He gives him a 64-ounce bottle of Johnny Walker. He gives the guy, he says, "You want some?" The guy says, "No, why not?" And he downs the whole bottle. Now the Yid says, "Put me on your shoulders now." Now the old kranke Yid is dancing around Simchas Torah, freilich like nobody's business. He could have moved before, but that's only because he didn't have the capacity. But now he gave some sheikhad to the Gentile. Now the Gentile is dancing around. The Gentile's not dancing because of Simchas Torah. He's dancing because he had what to drink. But the Jew is dancing because he's rejoicing with the Torah. So what does it have to do with anything?
You really need a guy.
You're not only a Shabbos guy, you're a Shabbos Torah guy.
So, the answer is like this. Purim is a time of Kabbalas HaTorah Me'ahava. Every Yid wants to rejoice with tremendous simcha that today is a day of Kabbalas HaTorah B'Simcha. The problem is, the Neshama is saying, "Guf, wake up! Rejoice! Today is Simchas Torah!" The Guf says, "What's Torah? I'm not interested. I'm tired." So the Neshama says, "Hey Guf, take some of this." And the Neshama feeds the Guf. So now all of a sudden the Guf is happy and the Neshama is able to, so to speak, harness and direct and focus, hone the Guf in on the simcha that the Neshama is feeling. So this is another pshat in Chayv Inish L'Basume B'Puraya Ad L'Yada Ben Arhamar L'Baruch Mordechai. One more. Chazal tell us, and it's a medrash, it's brought in the Bnei Yissaschar, that the Gemara says, Esther wanted to know, why are the Jewish people Chayiv Klaya? And the medrash says, well, the Jewish people have become Mach and Rosh. Poor and poor. So what did Esther say? Keli, Keli, Lama Azavtani. And they say over from Sham Shemei Shapoli that we're Yisrael and our Malach is Michael, and both of these things only, if you take out Kale or Keli, what are you left with? If you take out Keli from Yisrael, you get Rosh. You take Keli out of Michael, you get Mach. So they told Esther, big problem, you're Mach and Rosh, so you have nothing left. So Esther said, if that's the case, Keli, lama azavtani. Keli, why'd you come out of Yisrael? Keli, why'd you come out of Michael? But the deeper meaning is like this. The truth is we have no malach. We have nothing in this world. We're not like other nations of the world. Other nations of the world have their connection to a sar, to an angel, a ministering angel. That's how they have kayach. Klal Yisrael has no angels. We only have one thing, the Ribbon Shalom. When we're close to Ribbon Shalom, we're good. When we're not close to Ribbon Shalom, we have nothing. In the times of Purim, we lost our connection to Hashem. When Yisrael loses their keli, he becomes Rush, becomes poor. When Michael loses Keli, he becomes Mach, he becomes poor. That's the meaning. Klal Yisrael has no Kiyum without the Ribbon Shalom. Esther was able to ma'ir us to do tshuva. She restored the Keli to Yisrael, to Michael, and that's why we're going to have a very joyous Purim, wishing everybody a Freilich Purim. Shkaya.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.